mi amor, słodkich snów, przyjemnych marzeń. Zanim zaśniesz, wspomnij mnie i nie zapomnij o tym, że kocham cię. Buenas noches, mi amor, choć nas dzieli ciemność nocy.
Bardzo Państwu dziękujemy za wysłuchanie dzisiejszego programu. Prosimy do głośników ponownie w piątek wieczorem o godzinie 7:30. Do usłyszenia. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. This is Jerry Stolaczyk speaking, inviting you to join us again this coming Friday night at 7:30 p.m. for another program of Polish music, news and information. Have a very pleasant good night.
Słodkich snów, przyjemnych marzeń. Zanim zaśniesz, wspomnij mnie i nie zapomnij, że kocham cię. WXEN, Cleveland, Ohio.
All'Italia! E qui è Fred Stampa che vi ricorda.
This is Archie Rothman. When I presented this program last year, on Sunday, July 6th, shortly after Judy's passing, I did this very hurriedly. It was an emotional act, in fact. I didn't bother with a script. I just did it sort of stream of consciousness and picked the records and did my little bridge of introduction as the mood hit me that particular weekend. But the response to that particular show was the most gratifying that I have had since I've been on the air.
So I'd like to repeat that program tonight and the following 2 Wednesdays.
The next sounds you'll hear will be that of a young girl in a radio broadcast made in 1935. It is the earliest available sounds of this entertainer.
The next voice you'll hear will be that of Wallace Beery.
This is really so doggone good that I can hardly believe it myself. This is the opportunity spot of the show. One portion of the show that we donate each week to someone which we feel has exceptional ability and we want to help along. We have a girl here whom I think is going to be the sensation of pictures. She's only 12 years old, and I take great pleasure in presenting to you Judy Garland. Wait until you hear her. 12 years old. Come on, Judy. Come on. There you are. You're Judy. If you're scared, you hang right on to me, honey. I'm right with you. Now, come on, we'll talk a minute. Now, where did you learn to sing?
My mother taught me.
Your ma, huh? Never had any regular music lessons at all, huh?
Well, I did take some piano lessons.
Well, can you play pretty good?
I don't know. Mom says I play pretty well.
Well, of course, Mom would. All right, Judy, now tell me this. Now, what do you want to do when you grow up to be a great big girl, huh?
I want to be a singer, Mr. Berry. And I'd like to act, too.
There have been many tributes on radio since Miss Judy Garland's death. And I wondered as I listened to those songs, great as they were, why the radio stations or the program director didn't bother going back to the original sounds, the soundtrack recordings Miss Garland made in her teens and 30s. Yes, these sounds are the authentic sounds, the sounds from the movies. They have not been reissued too often, and maybe that's the reason why they're hard to play. And I'm very fortunate in having them in my collection.
If you are interested in obtaining long-play recordings of these old Judy Garland sides, well, let me know. They'll be costing you $7 for 2 12-inch long-play records if you're interested. My address, Archie Rothman, WXEN, 2644 St. Clair Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44114. Regardless of the records, let me hear from you. Let me know what you think of this salute. Let me know if you want to hear more Judy Garland programs on upcoming Wednesdays here on WXEN 106.5.
By 1940, the team of Garland and Rudy was almost as big as Astaire and Rogers and Eddie and McDonald.
I have right now a record that has, to my knowledge, never been released in the United States. I found it in London, and here it is. It's from Girl Crazy, and it features the team of the late 30s and early 40s, Judy and Mickey Rooney. Could You Use Me, by George and Ira Gershwin.
I love the fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips.
The Chagrin Valley PHA Horse Show will be held July 20th through the July 26th at the Metropolitan Polo Field on Route 87 and Chagrin River Road. Tickets are $1 to $5 and sold at the gate. For reservations and more information, please call 449-2795. All proceeds goes to the Boys Clubs of Cleveland and the United States Equestrian Team.
Bring you, and I'll bring you more entertainment with a real Parisian touch. I always take great pleasure reading your mail. I can't even read my own handwriting, so, you know, I'm in very poor shape. I'm out of commission. So I said I'm always glad to read your mail, and if you want to hear your favorite French record on the show, simply write to the French program in care of WXEN FM 2644 St. Clair Avenue, Cleveland 44114. Don't forget to keep a smile in your heart, and until next week, this is Claude Marceau wishing you a good night, and also Dennis wants to say good night.
Bonsoir, Zéry.
Bonsoir. Ici Claude Marceau qui remercie Monsieur Denis Laurie et sa famille d'être venus nous rendre visite, et qui vous dit, chers amis, à l'écoute, bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Prepare for the Metropolitan Opera's spring visit to Cleveland by listening to WXEN FM's Metropolitan Opera Preview. Programs are presented Wednesday evenings at 10 o'clock, featuring commentary and highlights from each work. You may also win tickets to Metropolitan Opera performances by entering the opera contest, details of which are announced during our opera previews. So don't forget, set your dial at 106.5 for Metropolitan Opera Preview, Wednesday evenings at 10 o'clock. Distinctively different. WXEN FM, Cleveland, Ohio.
It's Alitalia.
E qui è Fred Stampa che vi ricorda la via più piacevole, rapida e conveniente per andare in Italia è via Jet Super 18 Alitalia.
Yes, that sounded like Italian. Isn't it beautiful? And I bet you understood it. A commercial about Alitalia, Italy's world airline, the first to cut the price for overseas flights of the airline which is tops in service. Call your travel agent or Alitalia Airlines at 771-0520. That's 771-0520.
Presenting Sounds of Show Business.
Sounds of the theater, drama, comedy, music. Sounds of the great performers from stage, screen, and radio. Sounds of music from the big bands, from the small groups. Sounds of history, sounds of show business.
The American Entertainment Radio Network presents direct and live from the Civic Auditorium in Santa Monica, California, the 40th Annual Awards Presentation Ceremonies, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
Tonight, you're going to hear the sounds of Academy Award winners and losers
from the years 1927 until the time runs out. The name of this show, Sounds of the Academy Awards.
My name, Archie Rothman.
Let's go back now to the first awards presentation, the year 1929. To Warner Brothers for producing The Jazz Singer, the pioneer talking picture which has revolutionized the industry. These were the prophetic words that accompanied the presentation of a special award of the then nameless statuette at the first Academy Awards banquet on May 16, 1929. They sounded the death knell of one Hollywood era and at the same time signaled a rebirth to even greater heights. Here are the sounds of that first talking picture, the sounds of the first motion picture to win an Academy Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to introduce the two end men of the evening, Mr. Hank Smith and Mr. Al Fuller. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fuller will sing The Night Boat to Albany. Old Henry Hudson found a river that touches New York. The rest of the river is a flivver, but it creates lots of song. Summertime, that's the time to fool us. To go rambling